morning.
We found some of them and very loud.
Yeah, I've got 10 o'clock then, we'll go ahead. And we'll meeting to order of October 7th. Hastings County Council, Hastings County is situated on trading land that is rich in indigenous history, home to many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people. We honor their cultures and celebrate their commitment to this land. We acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. I have a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, does anyone have a disclosure? Okay, this time we have a delegation, David Black. Request for speed reduction on Cook Road. We want the motion first to put that on the floor, Kathy, or wait till one. Okay, Dave.
You want me up there or just here?
Oh, we can hear you, whatever you're
Okay.
comfortable with.
So, first of all, I'm not proposing anything like Trent Hills. I don't think the speed limit should be reduced over the whole township. Cook Road from Highway 14 to Minto Road has 3 hills where there's reduced visibility. We have an increasing population of young Amish children who ride horse carts to school every morning. The population has increased, so there's higher traffic. Because of the reduced visibility, there are close calls at least once a week on our road with vehicles going too fast, meeting on hilltops. People aren't paying attention. I'm as bad as anybody. I drift when I'm driving up a hill and all of a sudden I'm inches from passing somebody that's also drifting. All I'm proposing is that from Highway 14 to Minto Road, where the 3 hills are and reduced distance visibility, reduce the speed to 60. I want to give you a little bit of background about myself. I was a police officer for 17 years, and I've been a private investigator for 35. Much of my private investigation work has been for and against municipalities in litigation regarding serious motor vehicle accidents. All over Ontario, I've had to go to town councils like this to do presentations about traffic hazards, accidents, litigation issues. I also get retained by litigation counsel against municipalities, so I have some indication of or some knowledge of what I'm talking about. I don't think it's a matter of if there'll be an accident on Cook Road with those hills, it's a matter of when. And all I'm asking is give some consideration. I did speak to members of the roads department and members of council in the past, asking that one of the speed reduction signs that is out here be posted just to let people know how fast they're going. I never got one on Cook Road. Obviously, they're not an enforcement tool, but I think some people probably don't realize how fast they're going. Not only that, if that was there, I'd be the first one volunteering to go out there and videotape some of the excessive speed. A year ago, one of my neighbors wrote a letter to council asking about speed reduction, and the response she got from the then CAO was that the OPP would be notified and that they would be asked to increase patrols. It's not an enforcement issue because most people aren't going much over 80, if at all. 80 is too fast in my estimation for the type of road conditions that we have.
Any questions for David? I don't disagree, David. I think this is something to look at. However, we're currently waiting for a report from the OPP on speed reduction. We've asked for, so.
And on that road or somewhere else?
No, on another road.
Okay.
Once we get that, then we'll know where how the procedure's moving forward. But we can't just drop the speed limit, apparently without their approval.
Okay, like I can tell you, we virtually never see an OPP car. Like almost never. The last 2 times, it's been a social call, or officer visiting somebody, not a patrol. You know, I mean, that's human nature, and they have a huge area, I understand. But it's normal as an investigator for me to be asked to go and canvass a neighborhood to find out about accidents and near accidents, both for and against municipalities. As an investigator, if I was hired to look into an accident on our road, it would be a gold mine of information I'd be giving back to my client. You don't have to look very far to see skid marks on the road, signs where vehicles have gone into the ditch, not just in the winter, but obviously more in the winter. But the hills are a hazard, and I hate the thought of seeing the Amish kids in one of their cars getting hit.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody here is disagreeing. Like I say, it's a procedural.
Right. I understand that, but the ball's got to start rolling somewhere, so that's why I'm here.
Not a problem, so I need a motion then to receive the report.
I'll move. I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Take 10 minutes so you can get out here early.
All right, I need a motion in the minutes of the regular and special council meetings held on May 14th, 20th, June 25th, July 8th, and July 11th, September 15th, 2025 be adopted.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any questions on any of those minutes? All in favor? Here. So the next one is the environmental manager's report. Motion put that on the floor that the environmental manager's report for September be received.
I'll move.
Second.
Right.
All right, you have it in front of you. Are there any questions? Anybody wants to mention about that particular report? No? Okay. All in favor then? Okay, 7.2, the Public Works Manager's Report for September 2025 be received. Move it for that, please.
I move.
I'll second.
George? Or George?
Now with our speakers working, we're staying here all day. Good morning, Council and Mayor. In front of you is our report for September, I'm 1 month behind. And our maintenance activities here, you'll see several things that were on the go, and I hope you have any questions on that.
We got another week, do we, on the patching? I see that this morning.
Was
Line correct, though.
yeah, I had rented it for 1 week, but I think the weather looks good. We got room in the budget, we'll go another week for sure. We have nothing on the maintenance, there's some on the maintenance for vehicles, on the road maintenance, was there anything?
George, the bridge replacement on Wellman's Road is happening after Thanksgiving next week.
First full week after Thanksgiving,
And how long was that scheduled to take?
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be a huge interruption to traffic or anything.
No, we will put our signs out, signboards out, we're gonna use them. They're having a little issue with them, they were gonna be out on Friday or yesterday for closing of Mill Street on Junior. But they're having a little trouble with the battery, so. Yeah, or they didn't have the charger for them, they've been. I guess relying on solar, but the batteries have got so flat, there is a charger you should have on it too to keep them charged up. It is ordered and I feel it will probably be here today or tomorrow.
The creek looks good.
Down at the park.
Yeah. They did a good job cleaning up all that. That's
We actually have a little more yet, right, if you were in there, Dean, right when you come down, this is George Street, Powell Street Cross. There's some dead ash trees there too, we'll see if we can't fit them in, because they are gonna end up. So this, that will be needed to get out there now, and then we may let dropping those in the creek and get them as we go.
My question's the sinkhole on the Sterling Trail, was that down here? What's it here? Is that-
It was down towards 3/4 of the way down, there was just a hole in the ground. Not really sure what caused it. filled it in, it wasn't in the asphalt part, it was kind of between the asphalt and the guardrails from what the boy says. It might have been a spot to try to put posting, so it could backfill, but I'm thinking of just so.
Let's, there's a list of future needs, jobs, and comments of those people. The ballparks.
Yeah, we did get 3 quotes in, just wanna have a discussion with Shelley there after, where we're gonna go. One question I've thrown out to, people involved that like the clay was maintenance. I feel that, the money we had budgeted for it and what we came in with the prices do have quite a savings in there, so if the maintenance equipment isn't crazy money, we definitely have lots of room to get something to look after the clay. One other question I was way yesterday, as an email this morning, was about putting clay along the sides of the ball diamonds too. At first, we decided not to do that, and talking to other municipalities that have it. Some do, some don't, so that'd be a little bit of discussion too. It wouldn't be a big cost, but gotta nail down the final things this week so we can say yes or no to our contractor.
Yeah, well, there is a budget line for that.
I think it just makes sense for to do the warning tracks as well. For when you're trying to groom the field, going from gravel to the other.
Yeah, actually, Councilor Soames, we're more worried about the down first baseline, their baseline right up to the players bench, but on out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't mention anything about the warning track and the conversations on that. Sometimes I thought that was a good idea out there, sometimes you don't, but again, it wouldn't be a great big cost just to sprinkle the clay out.
All in favor? Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have, I need a motion to accept the fire chief's report.
I'll move.
I'll say.
It's in front of everybody. I don't think there was anything we didn't talk about my eye. They had a major fire at Tweedy on the weekend. A barn fire. Derek was quite busy with that. Derek's talking about the lithium batteries. Has there been a letter come to the municipality about the barrel out here? We collect batteries here. You seen anything like that? We do it at the store, and we just received a letter last week saying that moving forward, it will cost us to buy that service. It's just getting that whole program is a mess. So I'm willing to collect batteries, but I don't think I should have to pay it to him. So, see what happens with that one. All in favor? Carried. Need a motion that the Economic Development Officer report be received, and further the council authorize the Economic Development Officer to work with the arena manager and community groups to organize, recruit volunteers, and promote candidate celebrations, and that the Economic Development Office and the arena manager bring back a report to council and the arena board, providing a proposed budget preliminary plan for the 2026 candidate celebrations. Okay, mover and seconder for that, please.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All right, you guys have got the floor.
All right, Michelle's gonna talk about
Is that how it works?
previous budget or where you're at for budget now, or what sort of costs and thing from last year,
Oh, yeah.
this past season, right?
Do I need to turn this on? Yeah.
Yeah, just get it.
Just a minute.
You know,
Okay, so for this past year, the amount that we spent for the Holy Canada Day celebrations was $17,554.08. The total revenues, $5,112. So the net cost to the township was $12,442.08 for Canada Day.
Okay, so changes going forward, change is always good, everybody's, sorry. Good morning, everyone. So I kind of been sprung on this one here. Listen, I've got a few thoughts in my mind. And to maybe alleviate some of the costs from the municipality, but also enable the community and community user groups to come in and give us a hand as well too. So what I am looking at is the municipality being charged of the fireworks, the liability insurance for the event, securing the event, the fairgrounds, stuff like that, minimal stuff. Municipality would no longer take care of the food. We would look at user groups, and I've already spoken to a couple, and there's interest there, looking at the barbecue and so forth. And that can be done on a fundraiser on their part, or at a discount or donation or whatever. Again, we're a little ways off, not to worry about so much of that yet. Things like the fun zone, we go for sponsors to look after the inflatables, face painting, expand the youth events, popcorn, live entertainment. That can all be done with volunteers and user groups. And then when I say user groups, I'm talking about whether that be a Lions Club, a Rotary Club, that could be businesses that want to sponsor and help that out and stuff like that too. If you ask, lots of people step forward. And then encourage the nonprofits to take event. We can do expansion. We can start with a breakfast that morning as well. The arena so on 50-50 drops, silent auction, birthday cake raffle. There's a whole bunch of streams that we could go and take all that expense and work off the municipality and bring the community in. It's a community event. We had a fantastic turnout this year. I think one of the best we've ever seen. And I'd like to encourage people to come out even more than what we had last year. So that's the thought with that.
So it's a Wednesday next year.
Yes, it is a Wednesday next year, exactly. So so far from polling the community and the feedback I'm getting is that there is a lot of interest out there. It's a great event to be a part of. But it's I don't think we should be. It'd be nice if we could alleviate some of these expenses that the municipality has going forward. But certainly an event that the community absolutely adores, and you know, I don't want to see it lost. So that's kind of where I come in, because I want to help out. I don't want to see this go by the wayside. If anything, I'd like to see it go the opposite way, and that is grow and less expensive to the municipality at the same time. I think we can do that. We just got to start working on it now and going forward. It just means making a few little changes, which is not too big a deal. Okay.
Your revenue that you receive, is that the grant?
Yeah. So, yeah, $5,000 is the grant, and then we had $112 in donations the day of.
And if we were to so-called job this out to service clubs, are we still, because we'll be paying for the fireworks and insurance, we'll still qualify to get that grant?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, just trying to cut some of the expenses back from you know, this net cost 4,500 to nil if we can get it down to that, right?
It would be of interest to me just to know, out of that 17,500 for expenses, how much is fireworks, how much is food, how much is,
So-
like, where are we spending money?
Yeah, the fireworks are 10,107.
Right here.
Yeah,
For market.
the bouncy castle and fireworks are first.
Is,
Yes.
did I miss this?
Sorry.
Oh, thank you. I missed
Down
that.
sometimes.
I didn't scroll down far enough.
And the bouncy council didn't cost $4,000.
Yeah.
Just reverse those two numbers.
Oh, the
Yeah.
fireworks were 10,000, and
Yes.
down the castle was one, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, so.
Ditto.
All right, and if I can expand on that a little bit more, just to know that next year will be the 50th anniversary for the arena. I'd like to do something again for that same time too, and I'm hoping to kind of combine it with Canada Day. It seems like a great time to have an anniversary, Canada's birthday, the whole thing going together. So on the Tuesday night, kind of want to do some celebrations at the arena, which will flow over into Canada Day on the Wednesday. So making, you know, a good celebration there too. It's going to contain things like historic displays from the arena. I've been talking to other user groups. The recreation center, as you know, is based on 4 municipalities. So there's a whole community, this is a large area. And we all have the same sort of nonprofit volunteer user groups we share on and stuff like that. I'd like to highlight some of those. I've talked to United Way, there's some interest there as well too, and I've got to go further with that too, but there could be a silent auction the night before. I want to raise some money for those nonprofit organizations and the volunteers. A little recognition for some of those volunteers out there that, you know, smaller groups that maybe only have a half a dozen in there that have, you've got users that have been around for 25 years or something like that. Well, nice to recognize them for everything they've done for the community. Because of the 4 municipalities in there and stuff like that, would mean bringing in other groups like the Madoc Lions Club who do their, you know, sell tickets on their 4-wheeler, the Rotary Club, other awareness stuff that they can show the community at the same time too, and let them know that's coming up, like handbags for hospice or the charity golf tournaments and stuff like that. So all that stuff to get out to the community. The list goes on and on. So far, I've talked to the Bell Senators. They're interested in that. Various radio stations are good. I've talked to Shelby Cramp Newman, definitely interested in there too. I've also touched base with OLG Ontario. Can't say where that's going, talks are in process, but it's also their 50th anniversary. They did put money into the arena when this arena was built, and it would be a great way to partner up with if I can get that going, but we'll see. And of course, the other 4 municipalities to bring as well too. SMATE set up stage, live band, just an open house, a great celebration, but I think it's a great time to pull the 2 of them together, the Canada Day and the arena anniversary at the same time too, and have a wonderful community experience. So that's my vision for the future on that. Again, with the Canada Day changes, that's a little bit of a change around, but I think that's going in the right direction. Take a little bit more of the wear and tear off the municipality and involve the community. That's what we should do. Any thoughts? Does anybody think we're going in the wrong direction here? Is this, you know, is this the direction he wants?
No, they're asking just that, this event was first brought up as a council event, that's why we had it.
Yeah,
Something back to the community,
yes,
the cost there's the fireworks, not the food and stuff,
right. Well,
so.
yeah, a big portion of it. So the fireworks still continue on, right? It's just that you've got to worry about the liability, the fireworks.
That's the way I look at it. No, it's not a council thing, it's just hoping that we show up. That's what it looks like.
Well, I hope you should show up, yes. Yeah.
I kind of agree with Councillor Solms. But at this point, anything that we do that can alleviate some costs, municipality, I'm also in favor of. I don't think this is a great cost that we're alleviating, so I'm kind of in agreement with you on this. I don't really want to see it go.
That's why people are there, because it's a free event.
Sure.
Thank you, Worship. I think the intent is to make, is to have, Michelle and Richard be co-chairs, so the municipality would still be involved, it would be a combination event. And that, so we would still, municipality would still be in charge of the Canada Day, the fireworks, and making sure, the site, the venue and insurance were all covered, so it would still be our, event for the township. And bringing in Richard would enhance that by bringing in other community groups and then also adding into the anniversary. So that's why the resolution is written is that they would be co-chairing so that we could bring in both, get the buy-in from the arena board as well to help us with anything that's going on that side and just make it a bigger community event. But it still would be the Canada Day will still be the lead would be the township, and that would help because we would need to be the ones that make application for the $5,000 grant.
It's not either or, it's an enhanced event.
So we're really kind of just looking at ways to add to the event as it exists, because I know, I mean, having done this for the last few years now, I mean, it seems to me there's a never-ending stream of people coming in to enjoy the event. I mean, I don't think we're lacking for people participating. So it seemed to me that it all worked fairly well. It was exhausting, but, and the fireworks, and so we're really looking just to kind of enhance what's already there, not necessarily change anything.
I think you're correct, yeah, I think that's the idea, we got an opportunity here to grow an event, make it bigger. And bring in more people, as far as the free, as to me, I agree 100%. People come because it's free, it's community run, I love that idea. But I think we could grow it with the assistance of other community users as well too, but it's definitely a municipal run event.
Yeah.
On that thing too, so if we have a little bit of help to make it bigger, great. You know, I just like to see it get bigger and bigger as it goes, it certainly was a great turnout this year.
Yeah, I think the free thing though is really important.
Is important.
Yeah. But I can see something like having a dance at the arena or some event at the arena that would be an add-on that for an extra. If you want to pay
Whatever.
$10 at the door or whatever it is, I can see, adding to it. Yeah,
Well, I'd certainly love the opportunity to come back again in the future. Obviously, we've got a few months to go here now and do a little more firm proposal with what I gather back and bring it back to you and say, okay, here's what we've got now. What do you think of this? But I definitely like to see it go larger and continue on. So more or less just direction.
Just to, and follow up with that as well. So when the report comes back, council will have a chance to, have input. You'll see it on an agenda before it actually gets on the floor. So you'll have some idea. And one of the things I've seen that and I apologize, I wasn't here for last year's, but do a grand opening and you have other members of the council there. And you would be involved with that type of thing to welcome the public, or even a grant, something right before the fireworks happened, is you would have all members of council there to welcome the community. So there would definitely be some council members specific involvement, just perhaps, and staff too would be there as well, but perhaps maybe not cooking the hamburgers this year.
Yeah, I would miss that, not clicking now.
Well, you've never worked with Counselor Smith before.
So. You can only cook a hamburger so fast.
Well, the other thing is that people are showing up at 3:30, 4 o'clock. We're not serving till 6, so there is an opportunity. Enhance that.
and what I find, because we usually do the Volunteer of the Year award, but that people are milling about all over the place. There's so much noise and background trying to make an announcement like a official opening. Boy, that's tough, unless you were gonna set up in the grandstand or something and have a full PA system. Which I've always thought might be a possibility.
Absolutely. As I say, I think this is a great event. Let's clean it up. Let's expand it. Let's grow it. I'll bring that back to council again and say, here's more, here's what we've kind of laid out. What do you think? I'm just more or less looking for the direction that you guys are on board to do this, to make it grow, make it a bigger event and continue on.
And if I may, I will just take this opportunity to apologize to Councillor Graff for being such a bully at the Canada Day.
Apologies, so.
I think you should apologize to you.
Because we had to put up with him leaving to have a smoke because you upset him so bad.
Well, we're okay to then just. We're not looking for a decision. Second part of that presentation was the music. The thoughts on that, it's 4,500. Money well spent. I heard mostly good things. The only, I'm not sure how or why we did it. The groups were paid different amounts, not because they asked different amounts.
The groups were already booked when I stepped in.
Is that the 650?
Well, they were anywhere from like 300 to
300 to 7.
Yeah, I think this is
Yeah.
some of the bands. It's like I could think of one that was a little higher price.
Yeah.
Is that what we want to do, or just have a fixed price and you guys play? Because I know previous years they had sort of passed by half. I think they did that this.
No. This one where it was,
they were up on stage at the Rotary Club, so they were further away from the public.
The site worked great.
Yeah, and then, cause you could see them, and then you had the trail and that, and most people were respectful going down the trail. If someone went by, they slowed right up. And there was lots of room to sit. It was a little hot, some of the hottest days of the year, but
Last year it was rain.
yeah, this year was heat. But, and some were, you know, better attended than others.
No, I believe it was put out for, it was advertised on Facebook for the bands to submit proposals, so,
Yeah.
because it's worthwhile, it should be considered this again for another year. Okay. Make that a budget line then. So I had the motion on the floor to accept the report, all of it, oh,
Sorry, wish you're gonna ask about upcoming events this week. There was an event coming up on Friday.
Yep, this Friday, October the 10th, from 4 to 7, Mill Street will be closed for the harvest market. October the 17th, from 9 to 2 in the arena parking lot, we have the hazardous waste event. And then November the 7th, from 4 to 8, Mill Street will be closed again for the holiday market event.
and have we set a date for the leaf pickup yet, George?
No, we haven't.
And sorry, if I may, just to add to that, through the BIA and Sterling Horticultural on November the 14th. We're just putting out advertising now. We're using the whole downtown area as what we're calling Light the Night Sterling. When we're going to be turning on all the downtown lights for the first time and having a bit of a celebration. So Michelle, I'll make sure that I plug you into that.
Okay, do
But
we have
it's,
a time?
so from 6 till 8,
Okay,
and it is a BIA initiative.
okay.
There's,
So Friday night, right?
That's the Friday night
is
after.
there street closure on that? Yeah.
There's no street closure on that, no need to close it. It's really just to bring people's attention downtown. We have glow sticks for the kids and we have people in lit costumes wandering around and stuff. It's just a celebration of turning the lights on, since we don't have a big Christmas tree to turn on downtown. I'm doing all the lights, so I'll make sure that you're aware of all the details.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of lights and stuff. Are we going to have the village lights up at that point, or?
They're already mostly up.
Are they? Just how much attention I pay.
No, our Christmas lights aren't up yet. We don't usually put them up till around the 1st of December.
All right, are you talking about ones downtown?
I think Bob's asking about their snowflakes. The ones we run down North Street and Front Street.
Oh, the ones on the lamp posts.
Usually we do that after sometime, well, actually after Thanksgiving, but usually it's around the 1st of December, but. Okay. We can do whatever.
You said they're using December then?
Well, drop time for the parade.
Usually we, sometime around 1st December, we usually. But things worked out, we could probably pour them up earlier. They depend on hiring a bucket truck in, right?
It would be nice if they were also up on the 14th when we're doing turning all the other lights on downtown.
I guess our biggest problem now is here, the guys are all gone hunting, but. We can take a shot at it if that's what you like.
I would think it would make sense if you're going to town.
When do the banners go up?
Banners, usually we get the truck and put the banners and the. Christmas lights up at the same time, but usually we're taking down the Remembrance Day banners. As we put up the Christmas banners.
Well, if we can make that happen, that'd be great. Is there anything else I forgot? All in favor? Okay, thank you. 7.5 is the bylaw enforcement service board report for September 2025. You proceed.
I'll move.
I'll second them. The questions on that report, it's a slightly different format.
Thank you, Worship. I just did one comment on the format. What we've done is we've taken the minutes and reports from the, what goes usually to the Shared Services Board, brought back to the council, with a little bit more context, so it makes it a little bit longer report, but I think it highlights what's going on,
It's a bit of a tricky one, we don't want to share sometimes a lot of detail on that. It's nice to know what's, so that's what.
Yeah.
All in favor of that? There's. The BISB report, I need a motion to receive that.
I'll move.
I'm second.
Any questions on that? There is some activity, I see here, looks like Andy started down here this week, so. And he is hoping if he gets an opportunity to start the footings for the Black Dog at some point. Yes,
So I just want to again comment on the format of the report. Again, it's a lot longer report than what you're used to seeing. And we are trying to get some historical data here as well, so we can do some comparison of year over year, so you can kind of see what the growth is that is happening in the township and from previous years. It just helps inform when we get to budget, and it will help us inform with other decisions that might be made by them. Items that are required with planning.
8.1.
Sorry, your worship, can we carry that?
All in favor of receiving the report carried.
Thank
That board is still getting inquiries about expansion. It's quite effective. All right, but the media release from Hastings County announcing the signing of the 27th family doctor received.
I'll move.
Second.
In favor? That program has been very successful. We're still working with the Gateway Group here in Sterling to get a doctor in place. It's moving forward. Hastings County Council report for September 2025. You received?
No, sir.
Any questions on that report? All in favor? That the CABHC patch news from the Community Archive for Belleville and Hastings County for October 2025 received. Move for the please.
I'll move.
Second.
Any questions? There's some interesting information in those. All in favor? Carry. The next one, I'll get you guys to bring the letter out and refer to it. Motion is that the correspondence from the Children's Safety Village requesting council support the Children's Safety Village on Belleville capital campaign to expand a future village at Hillcrest Park and receive further the council does or does not support them. So the motion put that on the floor.
I'll move.
Second.
Second.
Okay. A couple of things at play here. They are having to move their location because that's where their Habitat for Humanity is now building. They have a new director. I could be wrong. I don't think we have ever provided a mailing list or sent letters for other organizations in the past. I think I certainly comfortable supporting their generic request to the public for support. I don't know. I'm comfortable sending these out and asking on behalf of council for support. Listen.
I'm in agreement.
Support the letter, but to get them the mailing list and send them back for them.
Yeah, I would send it for them. No,
Well, it's kind of so.
well,
Sorry, can I clarify? I'm just reading this, that they're just looking for support with a letter of endorsement. Am I missing something?
Through you, your worship, Councillor Smith, that's exactly what I was just gonna say. I'm reading it now, looking at it going, it looks like they're reaching out to their donors and municipalities looking for an endorsement letter, because I was looking at the template, and I think that's
Okay, well,
just the ask, I believe, if I've got it correct, but I can also clarify with them.
That's fine.
Because it is kind of, you know, you could read it both ways, but I think they're just looking for our support.
well, that's certain,
But I will clarify.
It's a
before I
word,
send
really.
anything.
if that's all they're looking for, that's fine.
Yeah, I would support the campaign if it's a letter of endorsement on behalf of mayor and council. Don't know if you need a motion for that.
So I will, actually, our motion does say that you do or do not support the campaign, and if you do, I will reach out to them and I will confirm that they're just looking for a letter of endorsement from us, and if so, I will proceed to send that letter if they're looking for anything else. No, it's just us.
That's perfect, you can't post it, go back to her.
I can do that.
Ah, great. So who made that motion then?
Counselor Smith.
Second for
I'll
that,
second.
all in favor?
Carry on, so, sorry.
The next one, the bylaw 6125 being a bylaw to establish a film policy. The township of Sterling Rodden in conjunction with the county of Hastings. Bay of Quinte Film Office be read and passed the 7th day of October 2025. Can I have a mover for that, please?
I'll move.
Second.
I'll second.
We talked about this some time ago at our meetings. So, okay. Anybody want to make clarified on that?
It's a big one.
Okay. All in favor? Carry, thank you.
Can I just say I didn't know there was a Bay of Quinte film office, now I know.
Notices of motion now, if we want to discuss these in the make up
We would require a motion, 2/3 of council's approval, basically to waive the procedural to discuss these. Otherwise, they're just on for council to review or to look at, and then they would come to the next meetings or call. How you wish to do it.
Let's discuss these today, guys.
Waive it. Waive the procedural time.
Okay, so you're having that done.
I'll move that.
You need a second over that? No, sorry, all in favor? All right, so we can go ahead and. Go ahead, Dean, sir.
So I've been asked by a lot of ratepayers on the way that they, not only the ability to pay their bills, but also how they receive them. They'd like to see water bills and tax bills. They didn't sign up for online payments or send e-transfers, but also get their bills the same way. And I think if you look at other municipalities, I'm sure that's the way they're doing it. I think the way we're doing is probably like 20 years old or more. It just seems, and it's very hard to run our website.
Oh, it's cumbersome
too. Like, I couldn't do it. I thought I would try it, but I couldn't do it. So,
Yeah, Michelle, yeah.
Sorry, I'll just defer to the clerk. I think we need a motion on the floor first.
Oh, all right.
I'll move in second or first now that we're discussing.
Okay, so the motion then there, now therefore be it resolved that the staff bring back a report to future council meeting with the options for the implementation of an e-transfer progress process, as well as other payment options. So, Dean, you want to make that motion then?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
So we do have some electronic methods to make payments to the municipality, but it seems like it needs to be a little bit more robust and better advertised, and there needs to be some processes in place that we can make it easier for people. We do not accept e-transfers. That's one thing that people are looking for. It's very difficult for us to ensure that we can track those payments. So that's why we don't necessarily accept those. But we will be taking a look at other methods so we can make sure that it's highlighted so people understand, especially with the postal strike. And we're also talking to the bank about making electronic payments as well. Right now, we do everything by check that's handwritten, and so we're going to be eliminating that and do a more electronic when we are working with the bank. This is.
I think there's a lot of improvements.
Yeah. So do we need a report then, or just a progress as we go forward?
I can definitely bring back a report once we have it updated and that when everybody's clear and then it's messaged in.
Your worship, it does say in the motion that staff bring back a report.
All in favor in that case? Unanimous.
Sorry, I just had a question. I don't know if it's part of the same thing or not. So does that include looking at how bills are sent out to stop using the mail service? So is that included in there?
Yes, we can definitely look at that as well. Anything we can do to make things more electronic, to make it easier for the public, yes, we'll look at that as well. I believe there is some transfer of some bills, but I'm just not sure if it's for the invoices. We'll look at it all. I'll bring it back.
Yeah, because I believe that my tax and water and sewer bill are the only bills that I still get in hard copy. I don't get anything else in hard copy, so.
Okay, I'll read the next motion. Whereas the next municipal election will be held on October 26, 2026. Whereas the township of Sterling Road is currently divided into 2 wards, Ward 1 and Ward 2. And whereas section 2221 of the Municipal Act provides for the establishment of wards authorizing a municipality to divide or redivide the municipality into wards or to dissolve the existing wards. Now therefore be resolved to staff bring back a report to the future council meeting providing information on the process required to dissolve the current ward system as well as the comparison of advantages and disadvantages of both the current ward system and the election. Please, you'll move that.
I'll move that.
You have a second to that?
I'll set my information, Mr. Chairman, the words are reversed here.
Yeah.
Ward 2 is the village, Ward 1 is the county.
Yeah, actually, what we're, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we can make that correct.
Yeah, okay, but I'll second.
All right, but you had a motion, you want to speak to?
I think it's, and this is strictly for the election, Mr. Moving the words. I think it's getting harder and harder to have more people step up to run for municipal council. And I think this will help us ensure that we get the 5 best people in our municipality to run. And I don't think it should make much of a difference, because if you're in Ward 1, you should know the services required in Ward 2 and vice versa. I would like to see the deputy mayor being elected rather than appointed, because then it gets rid of any favoritism. Or not saying that there is favoritism, but it takes that off of the hands of the mayor. Maybe it could be the highest vote count, or because I don't think it matters if the mayor's in the village. And deputy mayors in the township, because that would be the thing.
Just, my understanding is the deputy mayor was the counselor with the most votes. Is that the way it goes?
I don't think it's written down anywhere, though. It's generic.
I think it's always just been appointed.
Oh, okay, my misunderstanding.
I mean, it's kind of silly, like. The mayor, maybe a bit of an exception, but
Yeah,
because I've run into the township mayor now.
yeah,
Usually know the mayor, which in the township, the deputy. I don't know, it's first, but it's not written anywhere.
This would be, I think the way Tweed does. Tweed votes for mayor, deputy,
Yeah, they
and
vote for
council at large.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think it's just to be able to get
my best.
a 5 best.
Are we talking about this soon enough or too late?
I believe it's too late for the upcoming.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it done.
I'm sure it is.
Through you, your worship, I don't believe it's too late. If you're looking at a full-on word boundary review, then yes, there's timelines associated with that. It's probably getting really close for that, but I did do reports on these topics
Last term.
2020.
Every time.
We
Every time.
remember that, and I believe from my research then, and I will go back to that, I believe that council has that authority to just demolish the boards themselves. Like, I believe that's a municipal act that you can just do it. But if it's, looking at representation, and should you have more councillors in one ward than another based on population, that's a ward boundary review, and that's a different animal. But I believe it also is written from what I could see with, for the deputy mayor, that it was the mayor appointed from the councilors elected. That's what I be written down.
My thought in regards to the election itself, as far as the work system. I think it's great to have people from the area, the village area, representing the village, and people from the township representing the township. I don't think it's a necessity, because Councilor Graff has shown that this year. You live in the village, but you represent the township.
And in the previous, it was slept, I lived in township, but
Don't say anything.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the actual, your campaign. People in the village. Campaign the village, people from the township campaign the township. If you're gonna combine the votes, that means. I would say double the work, or double the work would be just doing. Doing the township as far as campaign, you know, are you going to attract people? Because of all the additional work they're gonna have to do, or? Like, I agree, we'd be nice to get younger people involved in municipalities, but then again. Look at the work that we have to do, and a younger person that's working, like, he doesn't have that kind of time, and so on and so forth. So.
well, I think it's gonna be difficult for us to get younger people to step into this council, because basically to have this position, you need to be 50 to 55 to 60 semi. It's not gonna be easy.
No,
That's why I think we need to do this. You don't wanna have, like the last election. So top heavy in the village, that's why I waited and ran in the township, because I knew I couldn't get elected in the village. But that's okay, because I knew that they had great candidates in the village. And it was a little weaker in the township. Like, I want to make sure that we can attract the best guy.
I'll put that in here. I think it's important that, if you campaign in the village and the township, both get a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
And I think when we're sitting at this table, and I do it every time I've been there, you have to represent whether you ran from town, from township, or one budget, one staff.
Yeah.
And knocking on doors, you certainly get different perspectives, what's important to different individuals in different parts. So there's a big advantage. And there's no question having the 5 best people as candidates. What it would mean is there probably wouldn't be any more acclaims.
I think it was good too. I mean, do you remember when we took our little bus ride?
Oh, are you asking me?
No, I was just looking at you, because I know yourself, you didn't realize how big the municipality is. And some of those areas up there, but it's good to see.
No, I knew how big the municipality was, I just. Anyway, topic for another.
Not picking on.
Yes, you
No, I'm.
Children.
The only input I would have, I would not like to see the deputy mayor position as an elected. Only because if you've got a couple of really good people running for deputy mayor, that means somebody's not gonna get a chance to be on council for 4 years. Which I think would be a shame.
So we're just reminded at this point that the motion is to ask for a report to come back.
Oh, costs.
Yeah, are you in agreement that we ask staff to do that?
Yeah.
All in favor, carried. Okay. Put that one on. Confirming bylaw, that's 6225 being bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council of the township of Sterling Run at its meeting of October 7th, 2025. Be read and passed on the 7th day of October. And move with that, please.
I move, I'll second it.
All in favor? Motion to adjourn. The 21st. If I make that meeting, it'd be tight, I probably